Hey, Damien, a lot of commentators and people have been looking at you and saying that's a guy that's difficult to tackle. And to you, what goes into that, and what can you control in being difficult to tackle and to bring down?
Um, I would say it's just a mentality. Every time I touch the ball, I'm running to score. Just I know that I'm gonna get hit, and I know that there's gonna be people trying to tackle me, and I know that my job is to not get tackled. So, just doing everything I can. Working on running through tackles, running through arm tackles. Um, Working on just keeping my legs moving and just kind of running with that downhill mentality that I'm not gonna let anybody take me down. I mean, obviously, I know that's not how the game works, and I know that I'm gonna get tackled, but I think that that's just a mentality of running backs, and to play this position is tough because, like I said, you're at the point of attack every play. Either you're running or you're blocking. So whenever you get the ball, I mean, you got so many guys trying to hit you. I mean, and it's fun every now and then to try to hit somebody else and try to run through them trying to hit you. So I definitely think it's just a mentality thing, and yeah, it's fun too. So I think that goes into it.
Yeah, a lot of your decisions are obviously instantaneous, where you'll make a decision of I'm going to go through this guy and try to get 2 or 3 extra yards that way, or I'm going to try to get around him. How do you make that decision, and what kind of goes into your mindset in those instances?
Yeah, it's a pretty subconscious thing, honestly. Like I really don't think about it. That's why I had to think really hard about answering your last question because like I really don't think about it all that much. But like I said, I mean, I just try to go out there and just run to score. I mean, like I said, I know I'm gonna get hit, and I know that that's a part of it. But um, when I'm on the field, I just like to clear my mind and just try to run the ball. As simple as that sounds, I let my eyes see what's in front of me, and after that, I just kind of let God take over because the Lord has blessed me to play this great game at a high level with great men. So, like I said, I just let my eyes see what they see, and then I let Him do the rest.
Next, we'll go to Matt Doloff, then Mike Dussault.
Thanks, Mike. Damon, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good, thanks. So obviously a big win over the Ravens last weekend, but I imagine the coaches aren't letting you get too high after that win. So I'm just wondering, what was the transition like from after that game to getting ready for this week and starting over?
Well, I mean, it's a community effort. Yeah, the coaches obviously they feel one way, but I mean, we feel the same exact way. We're a team, so yeah, it was a great win, and we played a really tough team. We were in a dogfight for 60 full minutes, and we were able to come out on top. But even as players, we had the same mindset. That well, the season's not over. The season's just not magically changed just because we got one big win. It's definitely nice, and it gives us confidence moving forward. And we want to keep trying to string these things together. But it was easy to come in here ready to work and ready to move on and use that as fuel to just keep going. We've been in some rough spots this year, and one thing that we've told each other is just to remain true to who we are and just continue to put in the work. And the season isn't over, and so now I think that it's equally as important, if not more, to have that same mentality after coming off a big win. The season's not over. We're still, if we're being honest, we're still not where we want to be, as far as how the season's going, but we still have time to turn that around, and that's what we're trying to do. We're very glad to have a good win at home against a very good team, like I said, but the challenge now is to just keep doing it and finding ways to continue to improve, so that we can continue to go out there and have success and string these things together.
Sort of a similar thing. We've talked to Devin McCourty before about momentum and specifically how he doesn't really believe that momentum is a real thing that exists. So is that like a team-wide thing, or do you have a different belief? Do you believe momentum is a thing that you could ride the momentum from this win into next week?
I'm trying to think of what he meant by that because I've actually never heard somebody say that before. I'm
I think it's
interested.
a 1 week at a time thing.
Yeah, I see that. I'm gonna have to once we get off here. I'm gonna have to go ask him, make sure I understand, right? Because I want to know more about that thought process. It's actually an interesting thought. I think that what I just said is what remains true. We had a good win against a good team, and that was great. but now we're moving on to another great team that we're going to play on this Sunday. So there's no time to sit back and think about that and dwell on that or use that as a well, since we did that, then we'll be able to go out there on Sunday and just kind of have our way. No, we got a new opponent. It's a new week with new challenges. So however you want to twist it, however you want to spin it, whatever motivates you to get it going, that's what you got to do. So I'm just looking for another opportunity to go out there against another great team and, hopefully put together a good game with a great group of guys.
Okay, thank you.
Mike Dussault, and then Chris Ryan.
Hey, Damien, appreciate your time. It looked like the offensive line and the guys up front just did an awesome job blocking in front of you guys last weekend. I'm just curious for you as a running back, when something is so wide open and well blocked, do you realize that within the moment your eyes get big and you know it? Or is it the kind of thing you don't really realize it till afterwards and you say, wow, I had quite the hole there?
Well, I'll be honest. When you have an offensive line that's as just impressive and as great as ours is, you kind of stop getting surprised because I mean those guys just do such a great job and they work their tails off day in and day out in practice, and then week in and week out on Sundays or Monday, whenever we go out there and have the opportunity to play, they go out there and they do their job and they do it well. So we're not surprised whenever they open up big running lanes, and we're not surprised when we have success on the running the football because that's what we're good at, and that's what our offensive line. I mean, they have taken a tremendous amount of pride in being the anchors of our offense and always setting the tone and setting the pace for how our offense is going to go. So we're not surprised that they do as good of a job as they do. Once we get past that, that's all on us. But for those guys, no, we're not surprised whenever they have the success that they do because they work so hard, they're so talented, and just that desire and that want to be a tough physical group and just go out there and execute is second to none.
Thanks.
And the final hand I see raised, we'll go back to Chris Ryan.
Damien, just wanted to ask you about how you've maximized, this opportunity, and with injuries come opportunities for each, football player and athlete in general. And it seems like your performances have gotten steadily better. So what's been the key for you in making sure that you, when presented this opportunity, made the most of it?
Just being ready for the moment. Everybody gets their opportunity at some point, and some is earlier than others, and everybody's path is different. But my biggest thing was I wanted to prepare myself both mentally and physically, so that whenever I got my opportunity, I'd be able to come out and just do the most that I could with it. And that was something that I focused on ever since the day that I got here. Just maximizing my opportunity so that whenever it did come, I didn't want it to pass me by, because I would sit back and who knows how much regret and, all those negative feelings if I, got this opportunity and I just let it pass me by. So just doing whatever I could physically and mentally so that whenever my name was called and my number was called, I'd be able to go out there and just try to do my job to the best of my ability.
In conclusion, what have you seen from Houston this week and looking at them, and what do you expect that challenge to be from that group?
They're a great football team. They do a lot of things well. They play well on offense, defense, and special teams, and they do a lot of things that can present people challenges. So, like I said, we know that we're facing another tough team. We know it's going to be another dogfight that we're going to have to play tough, smart, competitive football for 60 minutes. So that's another challenge that we're going to have to face, and we're looking forward to it.
Thanks, Damien.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Damien. Thanks, everybody.